everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in day 2 of the 5-star Bloody Battle Raid Tournament with no reds. I'm going to feature my 5 raid flags with commentary. Today's featured hero is going to be Kushanku. I love using Kushanku. He's one of my favorite heroes because he activates in just 5 tiles with his first charge, and he casts mindless attack on an enemy for 2 turns. He has this thing where he goes into hiding. When he comes out of hiding, he deals extra damage to anybody who casts a special skill. He does have a second and third charge where the mindless attack and the damage and the amount of turns he goes into hiding for is increased. But the more times we can get him activated, the better. And we are going to be going up against Imagus at the tank position first. So let's put together a team here without any healers since we're in Bloody Battle Raid Tournament. Let's see if I actually remember that all week. I'm going to put in together a couple other yellows on this team. Let's put in Satin Pimenter and then maybe Zhuge Liang. I do like having him in here with the Bloody Battle Raid Tournament because he gives me those minions with the counterattack. And then I think I might add a couple tunes in here with Richard and Magni. Yeah. All right, let's go into battle here with this for our first flag. I am going to start off with these 3 greens on the middle vertically, I think. Hoping we can get a yellow somewhere in there. We did. Actually, that'll work out. And we keep on getting cascades, and those yellows went off. Please don't set off Imagus already, though. Oh, no. I was really hoping to get Kushanku off before Imagus went off. He's slow mana speed, so I guess those cascades just didn't work out for me. All right. Change of plans here. We are going to match these 3 blues, I think, up against Imagus. I usually like to tile dump against the tank if his special is going to go off anyway. And nobody else's special is close to going off, so getting Kushanku or waiting a turn or 2 isn't going to be the end of the world. And we did get a cascade of yellows anyway. Perfect. We definitely cannot afford for him to go off again because of the wither effect. If I get any more wither, then I'm not going to be able to do much damage. All right. This turn, let's match these 3 purple, setting off that little cascade of blues, which will give me my 2 blue specials. And a cascade of yellows. Okay. Now, we've got Kushanku's second charge, and then we've also got Richard and Magni. Frostsnout is asleep over on the left, so I don't think I want to attack him. Dagger has the dodge effect for 3 more turns. I cannot wait for that to go away before using my special. So let's use the major part of Richard on him. The minor part should kill the tank. Perfect. Now, I am going to use Richard, or rather Magni on Richard, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Still considering holding on to Kushanku because I don't want to use him on Frostsnout since he's asleep. I don't want to use him on Richard because he's glass and he may reflect it back. And I don't want to use it on Dagger because he has the dodge. And Rosalind has the counterattack. So I'm kind of in a tough position here. So let's just ghost these 4 greens up the middle. We do have Zhuge's special now. Let's use him to put some minions on me and a couple fiends on the enemies. Now, let's hit this green dragon. It's going to move up that 1 yellow tile so that I can match them next turn. Actually, we have a couple of yellow tiles we can match. And the dodge is for 1 more turn. Let's match these 3 yellows on the right. I'm going to match them this way because I don't want the cascade to set off Richard. We've actually got Satin Pimenter special as well now. who has a priority dispel, which would have been nice before with the dodge and the counterattack. All right, let's use Satin Pimenter on the right-hand side first, see if we can kill Dagger before he gets off. That did not kill him, so let's use Kushanko on him. All right, he's got the Miles attack, so we can hit him with tiles. I am going to match these 3 greens, I think, to set off that cascade of purples underneath. No, let's match the 3 reds on the left horizontally. It's going to set off a green diamond and throw a bunch of tiles up against Dagger. We did get some more blues. Very nice. Now, Glass Orchard's about to go off anyway, so let's use some blue tiles over there, I think. Or actually, I think we can set up a blue diamond. Yeah. Let's match this blue diamond. Dagger is dead as well now. Nice cascading. And we can use Kushanko on the left over here for Frostsnout. Perfect. Let's see what kind of damage we can do to this Mega Minion and Rosalind over here on the right. Let's ghost these 3 yellow tiles, which is going to give me Kushanko right back. And Satin Pimenter and Zuge. Let's use these 2 first, see if we can kill off Rosalind, maybe? Not quite. Partially because of the Wither effect that I have. Alright, let's hit this green diamond, do some tile dumping. Actually, that blue diamond's going to give me enough to get both of my blue specials again. Let's use Magni on Rosalind and then Richard on Frostsnout. And I'm going to use Kushanko right now because I'm going to hit that green diamond to do some tile dumping here. And we're going to get Kushanko right back. That's part of the fun thing about Kushanko. Once you have some space to ghost some tiles, it is extremely easy to get his special because you can just ghost 3 yellow tiles. And we are 1 for 1 to start off today. Next up, we are going to go up against Glass Sartana. They've got another Glass Sartana. They've also got Amos, Glass Elkinen, and Glass Domitia. So I'm definitely going to get rid of Zhuge Liang since they've got 4 glass heroes. Kushanko's not ideal for this scenario here because they've got the 4 glass costumes, but if it does get reflected back with the Miles attack, then he is going to have no mana anyway, so we'll have a couple turns to shake that off, so to speak. It's only going to be 2 turns. Okay, so let's change up the team a little bit. Definitely want to get rid of Zhuge Liang and bring in another yellow since they've got so many purples. And I will probably bring in Rosalind, maybe? She gives me one of those safely cleansing Mega Minions, but she doesn't attack. So actually, I think I want to bring in Kolya. Let's bring in Kolya. He has one of those safely cleansing Mega Minions, and he does attack with his special. So in case if the Miles attack does get reflected back or anything else, then we can get Kolya's Mega Minion to safely cleanse. And then let's bring in 1 more yellow and another green. I am going to bring in Peregrine, I think, maybe? Yeah. Let's bring in Peregrine and then another yellow. See who I got to use. And I might bring in Thura, actually. She's only single limit broken, but she does make it so that herself and nearby allies get like 80% increased damage from special skills or something like that. Yeah, so that could work out great. Let's use Thura, and let's go into battle with this. It's been a while since I've used Thura, actually. I would like to eventually double limit break her, but there's just always somebody who gets those alpha ethers over her. Okay, we are going to start off with possibly the 3 greens up the middle. Trying to see if there's any other cascading options potentially, but I don't see anything. Yeah, let's match these 3 greens. We did get some yellows, very nice. I do like to sometimes see if we can make more use out of the yellows, and this is a great example because if I can match 4 yellows, obviously that's going to do a lot more damage. So I'm going to match the 3 purples horizontally on the top rightish, and if we can get a yellow underneath, then we'll be great. We did not. Can try that theory again. We did get a yellow, just not in the right spot, but that's all right. Now, I'm going to match the 3 yellows up against Sartana. Let's match the 3 blues on the top so that I can match some greens next turn. I'm actually going to match the purples to set off the cascade of greens. And it's actually going to get rid of a bunch of tiles because of the reds also. Now, let's match those 3 greens so that I can get Kolya and Peregrine. Hopefully Peregrine's still alive. And he's definitely not going to be. Alright, let's use Kolya now. And then I'm going to match the 3 blues to set off the cascade of purples. We are, like, getting not many tiles at all. It's been a tough battle with tiles. I haven't even got my 5 tiles for Kushanku yet, and we're like 10 turns in or something like that. Alright. Sartana's got Moth Dust. I'm thinking about hitting the purple dragon. That will also give me Kushanku, which I can use on Amos. It might kill Sartana. And it did. Awesome. I did get a critical hit there, too. That was awesome. Okay. Now, let's see if I can salvage this match. I'm going to use Kushanku on Amos. Or do I want to wait a turn? No, let's use it now. I'm going to ghost these 3 blue tiles up the middle. And now I need to set off Amos, so let's match these 3 blues up the middle here. And Thura is dead. Everybody's dying. Let's match this red diamond so that I can do some tile dumping if I need to. Let's match these 3 greens, setting off that cascade of purples. Amos is gonna go off. That's not ideal. All right, let's see if we can get Satin Pimenter's special before he dies. Stay alive, please. Don't set off Elkinen. Thank you. All right. So now let's use Satin Pimenter on the right side over here. See if we can kill Elkinen before he goes off. Let's try to use Kushanku on him. There's a 60% chance it's going to get reflected back. And it did. Although, I don't think Kushanku actually got hit with the reflecting, and it's because of the fact that he's in hiding. So that actually worked out cool. All right, let's use these 3 yellows. See if we can kill off Elkinen with those before he goes off. Almost, man. All right. Sartana's going to go off. Let's match these 3 greens so that I can get Kolya's full Mega Minion after. And we can probably use Kushanku on Amos if he doesn't die, and he's definitely going to die. 2,652 damage. All right. Elkinen's dead. Amos is on the brink of death. I think I'm going to try to stay away from Amos for a moment. and see if we can get a Mega Minion hit on him. I do have the greens and yellows that I can use on the left over there. I'm going to wait till next turn for those, though. Don't set off Demichia now. Great. Alright, now we definitely need to try to kill Amos. I had 2 greens and 3 yellows. I can match 3 green tiles against them or 2 yellows. I think I'm going to match the greens, especially where a couple of my yellows were a little weaker. Hopefully this is enough to kill him, and it was. Awesome, and a nice cascade of yellows. Wow, that might be the difference maker in this match. If I can keep that Mega Minion alive, I am going to match these 3 reds. Hopefully there's no cascades. This 1 yellow tile might be enough to kill Sartana. And it was. Wow. And now I'm just going to ghost tiles over here. I don't have a Mega Minion anymore. This ghosting of 3 green tiles should do it, though. Don't set off Sartana, please. Wow. I honestly cannot believe we just won that match. I will certainly take it, though. Definitely feel like I played that match extremely well. We are now 2 for 2. Next up, we are going to go up against a Glass Sartana tank team. They've also got Glass Liana, Glass Vivica, Glass Sartana, and then also Atlantia. So I am probably going to keep the same team in here. We got like no tiles for the first like 10 turns that time. So if I can actually get tiles, I would like to see what kind of damage we can do with Thur's extra special skill damage. And obviously with glass costumes, you want to try to use as many buffs as possible like that. Okay. Let's start off with the 3 blues, I think. Yeah, let's set them off horizontally so I can match some yellows maybe next turn. Don't really have a lot of options, honestly. Still not a lot of options. Let's match these 3 blues, see if we can get some sort of cascade in the middle. We did, actually. And we're going to have a yellow diamond and a green dragon we can match right now. Wow. All right. Let's match that now. That was quite a lucky cascade, which I will certainly take. Let's use Thura on the 3 on the left over here. There's no point in really targeting Vivica since she's a healer. Let's see if we can get Kushanku to hit Elkinen. Alright. He did avoid it, but with the yellow tiles we should be able to kill Elkinen. Actually, I'm not even going to hit the yellow diamond since I don't need it for Satin Pimentor. Let's just match these 3 yellows, which would be enough to kill Elkinen. Now, let's use Satin Pimentor on the left over here to dispel first. Hopefully it doesn't dodge the dispel, and it did not. Cool. All right, now I am going to hit this green dragon. Actually, I'm not going to hit the green dragon because I want to move that green dragon up so I can match the 3 green tiles next turn, but these tiles will give me enough for Kushanku. Nice cascading of greens. Almost enough to kill Sartana. Alright, let's use Kolya first. And then I think I'm going to use Peregrine on the right over here. And use Kushanku on Atlantia. Alright, she does have the Miles attack. Let's throw some tiles up against her now. She's dead. Let's ghost these 3 green tiles over on the left. Nice cascade of yellows, and this battle should be over momentarily, probably. Satin Pimentor, Peregrine, and then let's see if anybody's left. Nope. All right, we are 3 for 3 now today. Next up, we're going to go up against another Glass Elkinen tank team. They've also got Medea, Glass Sartana, Glass Liana, and Glass Richard. This team is working out well for me so far today, so let's stick with it. I'm going to start off with the 3 blues horizontally on the left. That's going to set off a little cascade of reds, but also make it so I can match some greens on the left side later. Let's match these 3 yellows up against Richard. I'm going to match the 3 greens up against Medea, I think, right now. Actually, before I do that, let's match some tiles up the middle first. I don't want to set off Medea earlier if I can avoid it, and actually this worked out great. We're going to match these 4 yellows. That's going to give me Kushanku special. So we can use that on Medea. And we're going to use that now, I think. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure if we can get her special to go off within 2 turns, depending on what the tiles happen afterwards. So let's match these 3 yellows so that I can get the second charge for Kushanku, and then we'll definitely be okay to get Medea special off, because I'm going to match those 3 greens next. Let's use Thura on the right side over here, since Sartana has the dodge effect. I'm going to move up this 1 green tile, hoping this does not set off Elkinen. And I'm hoping these green tiles, and it did set him off. Damn it. Kushanku's going to die. At least he did his work with Medea. Let's match these 3 reds horizontally now so that we can cascade the greens. Actually, I think I'd rather match these 3 yellows, though. I didn't want them to get separated. Let's use Satin Pimentor on the 3 on the right now, and then I'm going to match those 3 reds with the greens. Alright, Elkinen is dead. Kolya's finally got his special. Let's use him now. I'm going to match these 3 blues, setting off that little cascade of greens, or 4 blues, rather. Let's match these 3 yellows and ghost those 3 green tiles as a cascade. Don't kill Satin Pimentor. Damn. Alright. 2 enemies left. Let's use Kolya to get that full Mega Minion back. And then I think I'm just going to ghost tiles as much as possible over here so that we can try to get Thura and Kolya special. Just Sartana left. And the Mega Minion should be able to do the trick over the next turn or 2, I think. Awesome. All right, we are 4 for 4 now today. We've got 1 match left, and we're going to go up against another Glass Elkinen tank team. They've also got Goldrip, Ixen, Glass Sartana, and Glass Richard. This team has been working out really well. Kushanku has died a couple times, but he has definitely still made an impact by getting that Miles attack in early when he's been able to get some tiles. And we're going to start off with the 3 yellows on the right. Or actually, let's match the purples and yellows horizontally. That's going to set off a cascade of 4 greens. Very nice cascading. Let's match these 3 yellows all the way to the left. Nice cascade of greens as well. I'm considering trying Kushanku on Elkinen. He is a Cleric class 2, which is not ideal. So he has like a super high chance to avoid that. Let's try anyway. Curious to see if maybe this might work. And he did reflect that back. But Kushanku goes into ghost form, so it doesn't actually get reflected. Alright, now let's match this purple diamond so I can match some more yellows next turn. Let's match these 3 yellows horizontally. Now let's use Thura on the 3 on the left. And then I'm going to match these 3 greens, setting up that cascade of yellows. Hoping this kills Elkinen. It should. Perfect. Now, I'm going to use Kolya first. He dispels a buff. And then let's use Peregrine on the 2 on the right. I don't want to kill Goldrip too early because then he's going to give me that Mega Minion for Ixen. Now, I don't want to use Kushanku on Sartana because it could get reflected back or avoided because of the glass costume. I think I want to use that on Ixen because that would be a lot of damage. And we're going to hold on to Kushanku's special for a moment until another turn or two goes by. Let's match these 3 greens. I'm hoping that 1 green and the 1 yellow tile will be enough to kill Sartana. Not quite, but the yellow cascade did. Wow. Okay, awesome. Now, let's kill off Richard. And I'm going to use Satin Pimenter. I know this seems weird because Satin Pimenter is a hit 3, but I want to use Kushanku on Ixen for the mindless attack. So let's do that now. Let's make sure it does hit her, and it did. Let's hit this purple diamond to do some tile dumping. And I'm actually going to even move over the purple diamond one. Nice cascade of greens. Let's use Kolya and then Peregrine. And I'm going to hit this green dragon. Let's use Thura, ghost these 3 green tiles. And we might be able to kill Ixen now. Awesome. All right. We ended up going 5 for 5 today after going 4 and 1 yesterday. Right now we're in the top 1%, ranked 68, 87. So kind of on the cusp of the top 1%. Defense not doing so hot right now in E rating. We did win a couple battles, so maybe we can improve that to D by the end of the week. Kushanku is extremely fun to use. I pretty much use him every single war, even with the pretty advanced roster and his outdated stats. But because he can get that mindless attack in just 5 tiles, he is extremely useful. Let me know how your Bloody Battle raid tournament is going, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button. Make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.